Thank you again for joining us live. I'm Ify, your host, here for 30 minutes to answer your immigration questions and share some immigration updates. There's a lot been going on the past couple of weeks, and I just came back from Paris, so I've caught up with everything going on. I'm going to update you guys today on this live session. If you're just seeing me for the first time, make sure you hit that follow because I go live every week to update you on immigration news and also give you some tips for those of you filing your green card through family, through marriage. Thanks for the follow. Molini, how do you say that name? Thank you very much. And Morrison, thank you very much for the follow. My number is going to be pinned in the comments. For those of you on TikTok, you can check the link in my bio for my website. You can book a consultation with me. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can do the same, but just call our number. We can help you do that booking, okay? All right. Molini, thank you very much. Do you have a question? Rashad, you had a question. You had same date. USCIS Notice is scheduled interview. Canceled, same date. Okay, Rashad, I'm not sure what that means, but sometimes USCIS will make mistakes. And if they're the ones canceling and rescheduling, it's probably maybe they want to waive the interview at this point, Rashada. But thanks for bringing that up. I'm going to be talking about marriage-based green card cases. Those are the cases that usually get called for interviews. Today, I'm going to talk more about those because this new Biden changes affects mostly spouse of a U.S. citizen. And come to find out, you have to have been married by June of this year. So follow me and share this live. Let's get into this update. All right. Hey there on Facebook. I see some of you joining. Wow, thank you. All right. So new updates, what's going on? It's almost election time, right, guys? And they're going to be making changes. Okay, this is pretty normal. If you've been living in the U.S. for a very long time, you know that during the election season, there's always immigration updates and changes because immigration is a very heavy topic in the U.S. It's just a very heavy topic. Okay, there's lots of immigrants. This is a melting pot country with lots of immigrants, and they try to find ways to make it safe for everyone, so we can continue to enjoy the freedoms of living here, right? Love living here. I was just thinking about my trip to Europe, and I was like, not to be a hater, but I love living in the US, okay? Everything in Europe is super tiny. It's just a different way of life. Their food, there's just not a lot of diaspora experience for me. And I love it here because of what we have going on. So because of that, there's going to be lots and lots of immigration changes. And with that, as an immigration lawyer, I try to keep up to date with that so I can help my clients be in a better position to get all the benefits that they deserve. So right now, this new update directly affects my clients because I help clients who are filing for marriage-based green cards. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you entered without a visa, this new rule, if it rolls out by August, September, which is coming around soon, will allow you to stay in the USA to get your green card, which you already qualify for, by the way. Right? You qualify because you're married to a U.S. citizen. However, you're not able to adjust your status because you entered without a visa. That makes sense? All right. So, but right now with the new rule, Biden is going to advocate for immigrants to stay in the USA, be able to work, and basically waive any inadmissibilities that they have because they entered without a visa. Does that make sense? All right, so I see y'all's questions popping up here on TikTok. I'll try to answer as much as I can as I scroll through, but keep them coming. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, feel free to ask your questions as well. Instagram peeps aren't here with us today, but I'm going to share this link with them on Instagram, but make sure you invite your friends. Okay, does that make sense? And as I'm talking, feel free to ask questions, follow-up questions. But essentially, if you qualify for a green card already through your spouse, with this new rule, you can stay in the USA and adjust your status, even though you're really supposed to go back to your home country. All right, and this new rule is very important because I have a second update for y'all And I'm thankful that this new rule is here as a possibility, because with this second update I have, it is wild. Some people go back home, they can't come back. It's wild. Good afternoon, Timmy Tucker. Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm glad to be back home as well. Because, like I said, Europe is just one hell of a thing. I don't know how y'all do it, y'all that live in London, France. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed myself for those 7 days, but I just cannot live there. Like, I don't know. Danso says, I arrived in the USA with the Ir1 Visa and I received my SSN, but I have not received my green card. Thank you, Danso, for that question. For those of you that don't know, IR1 means immediate relative visa. It's a category of a visa that allows any immediate relative of a U.S. citizen or permanent resident to get their green card and come into the U.S. So it's a visa to come into the USA as a permanent resident, right? But in this case, Danso has not received the actual green card, because even though you have the status, you need to have the card. And to get that card, they're going to send it to you in the mail. Danso, let me ask you a follow-up question. Did you pay that $220 that's required for your green card? Did you already send that out? Because that will determine, how long it's going to take before you actually get the green card. So let me know, Danso. Thank you very much for your question and for participating. See lots of you joining and liking and sharing. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Diana, I see you in here on Facebook. Thanks for your question. So I'm going to answer Diana's question and then move on to the second update that I had for you all. It was, I learned this when I was actually in France when the update was made, and it really caused a lot of confusion, because apparently it set immigration back a couple decades. And this is how you know this is strictly just for political reasons, all right? Because this is 2024. We need to be moving ahead, right? Not going back. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's see what Diana says. Diana says, do you happen to know how long it's taking to receive a receipt notice? I sent packages in June 1st. Haven't heard anything. Thanks. Okay, Diana, June 1st till now is quite a long time. That's about 6 weeks, I think. Well, receipt notices can take anywhere from 1 week to 3 months. I've waited personally for receipt notice for 3 months. That was scary, because I wasn't sure if they ever got the package or if something went wrong along the line. Because without a receipt notice, you can't even call USCIS to find out, because there's no case number, right? So it can really take some time, Diana. After a while, 3 months go by and you don't get a receipt notice, maybe you might need to check with USPS or FedEx. I'm not sure how you mailed your documents to USCIS, but check with that, make sure everything was sent correctly, and hopefully you get results soon. All right, Danso, you're welcome. So Eddie, I see a question here. I see like 11 more messages. I'm going to try to get to those right now, but essentially, with the new update for consular processing, this is why it's important for you to qualify to get your parole in place, to get your waivers while you're in place, while you're still in the USA, because with this second rule, this second change, rather, the consulate has the power to just deny your application, and there's really no second chance or appeal or anything that you can do about that, because being a spouse of a U.S. citizen is not really, according to how the judge put it anyway, is not like a constitutional right or something. Like there's no harm being done other than the fact that they can't stay in the U.S. and build their lives together. I was like, what? When I heard that, like, what do you mean? That's the whole point of family reunification. When Obama was the president, he made some changes about the family reunification rules to make sure that families stay together. There's much more to family. There's emotional support, financial support. Okay, you're raising kids. right? So there's a lot to that. And those kids are the future of the world, really. So I'm not sure how they just came up with all of this. And I'm still researching and reading into it to find out more ways around it. And a lot of attorneys are getting together to talk about these changes, because why are we being set back in immigration instead of making policies that would bring us closer together? Like what's really going on, right? So this is why you need an immigration lawyer in your corner, so that you can get support when these things happen, when changes happen while your case is pending. You never know what will happen during the process. For those people who have been filing recently, since April 1st, they are amongst the lucky batch of people, aside from Diana. I don't know what's going on now with Diana's case, but most of the cases we filed April 1st, at least 3 of them have gotten approvals for their green card. No joke. Okay. Fastest processing ever in history. I've been practicing for over half a decade at this point, have not seen such quick approval. So now is the time to get your filing started. We actually have a promotion that we're gonna send you all emails about pretty soon to help you get started this summer, because we're not sure what will happen down the line when it's the fall and there's now some immigration changes. Okay, we're not sure how that's gonna affect you in your current position right now. It's best for you to file and have your foot in the door. And if there's any changes, usually it doesn't affect people who already filed. Okay. So I'm going to answer Eddie real quick. I have one more update for you, but I hope this live is helping you. If it is, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to ask more questions, and make sure you follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more updates every week. All right. Eddie says, if I apply for the new law and it's canceled by courts or the new presidency, will I be deported? Great question, Eddie. That is the fear. That is the fear. All right. When politicians use these policies to just play around and get votes and really not considering that these is people's lives, there is a chance that you could get removed, right? Because if you don't have a pending status, or you don't have any relatives or qualify in any other way, you could be placed in removal proceedings and removed immediately. You all know that at the beginning of the year, there were some changes in terms of immediate removals, like right at the border. If they find that you don't have credible fear or you don't qualify, they'll just send you back right away instead of letting you file asylum and stay in the US like that. So things are really changing, guys. It's all to protect the freedoms that we now enjoy in the US. I understand that part, but I think that some of the rules don't really do that, because most immigrants really want an opportunity to work, want an opportunity to create a better life. Okay, that's really what we're doing here. In most other developing countries, the opportunities are just not there as much, for various reasons. I'm from Nigeria, so I'm not even going to get into all of that, because I can really stay here for days. So let's just move on to more questions, and I'll tell you the final update that I have. This one's pretty great news. I got that this morning. I was like, I got to tell you all on this live, like ASAP. So if you're married to a permanent resident, that one's going to be for you. So stay tuned. Let's see questions coming in. Ashley, this is on TikTok. Ashley says, how long are work permits taking for AUS? Great question, Ashley. We get this all the time because everyone wants to work in the USA while you're waiting for your green card, because it does take about a year to a year and a half sometimes for green card cases. So how long to get your work permits could be anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. It's been really quick lately. So I'm not sure if you already applied. If you did, fingers crossed, you get called for your biometrics. Once you get your fingerprints taken, you'll be able to then get your work permit. just like that. Usually you'll get a combo card with a work permit and a travel permit, but that's not always a guarantee. Sometimes you get your work permit first, you get your travel permit later. So whichever one, if you're more interested in working, you definitely get that sooner rather than later. Okay. Okay, Molini, I hope you're still here. Give me a thumbs up. Molini says, I have an appointment with my visitor's visa in September. Okay, are you coming to the U.S. for a specific purpose, like business, graduation, a wedding, or what's going on? Generally, people would ask me questions about getting an invitation letter for a visitor's visa, and I'm like, you don't need that. You just need to have strong ties to your home country. That's how you get a temporary tourist visa. Because, I mean, visiting the U.S. is allowed. This is a tourist nation. They have so many spots. They have Orlando, Florida, Disney, or Miami. Not Orlando, they have Disney. They have different things that most tourists would enjoy. So you can definitely get a tourist visa coming to the USA. And don't be doing that if you have a spouse or a fiance and try to act like you're not coming to get married or something, because it will catch you. Okay, just don't even do that. This is 2024. They already know all the tricks. So, but if you really, really want to come visit temporarily, you have that option. So let's see another one from Bree. Bree, thanks for your question. I'm not sure if I knew where that flag is from. But Bree says, if someone comes to the U.S. on the Biden program, can they apply for TPS before their Biden finishes? Well, is the Biden program not TPS? Bree, help me understand. Because the Biden program people ask me about is usually the Haitian TPS, and they come into the USA with that. And it lasts for the amount of time that is given, and that's pretty much it, except it is extended. I've seen the one from Liberia be extended, other countries over the past couple of years. But I'm not sure if I fully understand your question, but I'll move on to the next one I see. This is from Kiral. Kiral, thanks for being here. Kiral says, I'm an international student, but I got a lot to offer to work as a model. Can I work with a brand? Ooh, tricky. Kiral, thanks for your question. I love the arts and I love creatives, and I wish you success in your modeling. But I think you might have to wait. Maybe you can do just your own personal modeling on your Instagram or something. But if you work with an agency and get paid, that might violate something because it might count as working. So you definitely want to be careful around that. Okay. I hope that you are here and you heard my answer. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. I love to talk to you all one-on-one though. So make sure you call me after this live, or you can call me right now. Someone on my team will pick up and help you get on my calendar this week so we can have a chat. Okay? All right. So next question from Rashada. Rashada, I think I read your question earlier, but I'm not sure I understood what was going on. Your interview was canceled, but it was the same date. Yeah, I think, just be chill as long as the USCIS is doing it and, nothing much has happened since then. Or I'm not sure how long you've waited. Maybe you might need to call or something. But all right. Sharon says my case has been actively reviewed for 70 days. Is that weird? Sharon, short answer, nope, it's not weird. Immigration does take time. 70 days is just a little over, 2 months. So I'm not sure when you filed, but if the status changed to processing, that's a good thing because it is processing. So we'll go with that. Hopefully after the 70 days, you hear something good. Okay. Cindy, that's spelled differently, very unique. Thanks for being here, Cindy. Cindy says, do I need to file I-485 now or wait for an approval of the I-130? Cindy, it really depends. Okay, your spouse is a U.S. citizen. Okay, you need to file now then. If your spouse is a U.S. citizen, you can file concurrently. You could have filed it together, actually. You don't need to do it separately. And this is a great way for me to get into my third and final update for you all today on this live, because this has to do with filing concurrently, those who can file I-130 and I-45 together, and those who really can't. But right now, there's some movement in the Visa Bulletin. So hopefully, if you're married to a permanent resident and you were only able to file I-130 before, in a few, you'll be able to actually apply for your I-485 as well. Actually, if you filed by June last month, I think that's the rule. If you filed by June 15th, you're now eligible to adjust your status. So that's something you want to start working on right away before it moves again. Okay, there was a backlog, meaning a visa wasn't immediately available for you all, but right now it's moved up 7 months. So those who filed I-130s by June or by June 15th, I think. So you can, all I know is right now, just file I-45, okay? If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you don't need to wait for all of that. This is only for those married to permanent residents, okay? I hope that's clear. Your cup of tea, what's your question? Let me see your question here. I'm going to scroll up. So you said, if my spouse came on an F1 visa, we got married, everything was sent in January, still nothing. So what's the question? Are you wondering if it's, because January till now is about 6-7 months. That's still within processing time for sure. So is there a question about the student visa, or have you faced any complications in your case? Do you earn enough to support the application? Okay. Done so. Okay, you've paid for the green card. You paid your $220 for the green card. So you should be getting that anytime soon. Okay. Begin that anytime soon. But you can always contact USCIS by phone. They have a phone number. Cup of tea. It was a fiance visa. Okay, so you said F1. F1 is a student visa. K1 is a fiance visa. So your fiance entered in on a fiance visa, which is the correct visa for those of you who don't know that you need if you're engaged to a U.S. citizen and you want to come in strictly for the purpose of getting married. Right? This is not coming in to visit and going back because you have a job and like a whole life back in your country. Right? This is, you're ready to actually move. You sold your property. You're done. All right. That's what the K1 is for. So your cup of tea. So your question is, well, let me see. So, okay, you filed the I-485 with everything, and it's taking so long. It's normal. 6-7 months is pretty normal for adjustment of status. This stuff does take a year to a year and a half, like I said. It does take some time. Okay. Any more questions coming out of YouTube and Facebook? I see you all joining and watching. Thank you very much. On YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going live every week to give you all updates. As the updates are rolling out, I'm going to be learning about them and telling you all and figuring out ways to help my clients, make them in the best position. An example of the updates that happened back in April that I used to my client's advantage was the VAWA cases, okay? Humanitarian visa VAWA cases. This is a self-petition for people who have been abused by their U.S. citizen relatives, okay? So the rule changed and basically allows people to file their VAWA cases without any form fees, all right? For some people, the form fees were going up. For VAWA cases, the form fees were disappearing. So when I learned this, I told all my clients with pending VAWA cases, we're going to wait till April, after April 1st and then file so you can waive those fees, right? This is why we need to know the updates. Otherwise, they would have been spending that money and, they wouldn't really know that there was any change, and they would have filed, maybe try to file by April 1st because everyone was rushing, like that. Okay, so your question, let's see. This is from Kanya. Kanya, I don't see your question. Okay, it says, will it affect me to have my dad's information on my marriage certificate, not on my marriage? Kanya, I don't understand your question. Your dad's, are you going by your dad's name or something? Or is your dad married to, I don't know what's going on. If you're married to your wife, it should be your name, right? It's on your birth certificate. We want to see your parents' information because that's very important too. If you're adjusting your status, we need to know your parents' information because that's, I mean, they need to basically trace your background. All right. So Kanya, tell me more about that. What's going on? Because it sounds like it will affect. Okay. Can I travel internationally if I have extension of my conditional green card? Absolutely. You can, because you're still a permanent resident until you're not. If your green card hasn't been revoked, if you haven't been denied, and you have your extension, that means you're still a permanent resident. So yes. Your cup of tea, you're welcome. You're at 5 months, so it's definitely not that bad. All right. Santana, I do have a question. I'm a U.S. citizen and my husband is in Nigeria. Okay. How long will the process take for I-130? Santana, I-130s really are unpredictable. They're really going quicker now. So I would encourage you to be patient. If you've already filed, it can be anywhere from 3 to 6 months. It really used to take up to a year before. But I've had I-130s and I-29Fs. I-29F is for fiance visa. Just get approved like that. I was shocked. Before, we literally just sent it. Next time we go to approval notice. I was like, what? That was quick, but thank you. Always so thankful when I get approvals for my clients because watashi wasta. Okay? So let's see. Santana, okay, I just answered your question. Kanya, did you tell me more about your question? Because I'm not sure I quite understand what you're saying. I am not Kwame. What's your question? I've been here 10 years with my legal entry. My I-130, okay, let me see. My I-130 is approved. My case is in with BIA representation. Okay, Ahmed. Thank you for your question. I think you are actually the type of candidate, right, that may qualify for a parole in place situation because you're currently in court, that sounds like, and your I-130 is approved, but you've been here for 10 years. Okay, well, you did have legal entry, so maybe not you. So why are you with the BIA? Did you have to do a motion to reopen something, or do you have a removal proceedings, or what's going on? Rohan, what do I know about reentry permit? Oh, Rohan, I know so much about that because I help my clients get those reentry permits and they actually travel and come back safely. So it's simply an advanced parole. You're asking the U.S. to allow you to enter without a status, basically, because you have a pending green card, you have your citizen relatives, you qualify just based on your pending adjustment. So that's what I know. Okay. It's going down, and in February to be a year. Santana. Okay. Wow. February will be a year. So it's been like 6 months now. That means you filed in February. So you're good. So Kwame, I see your question now. I'll answer in a minute. And my contact information, Josh, I'm going to pin it in the comments. I tried to do that earlier, but it was hard to type reaching like this. But I'll tell you my contact in a minute. So Kwame says, I-45 was denied. Give me a thumbs up, Kwame, if you can hear me. Your I-45 was denied on affidavit of support, but we ended up sending another document with I-290B. Okay. What do I think? Well, I think that you did the right thing by sending in more evidence, right? If you get denied, generally, if your green card gets denied, USCIS will let you know why you got denied. On that denial letter, they'll tell you what you need to do to actually fix the situation, or if there's anything to do at all. Sometimes there's nothing to do. If it's like fraud marriage, you're done. Okay, they'll put you in removal proceedings, and you have to figure out another way to not get deported. Okay, but for you, Kwame, I think you're on the right track. mean, if you need legal guidance or if you need an attorney to help you do any responses for denials or RFEs, NOIs, those type of things, we can help. Okay. Casey, somebody said that internet went down. Kwame, let me know if that helps you, what I just said, okay? Is it normal to be waiting a year for I-130 approval, F2A category? Oh, Casey, F2A category just updated, okay? It's not normal. Well, it is quite normal because most immigration cases, regardless of category, regardless of what it is a year to 2 years, okay? So, but if you're in the F2A category, that means you're married to a permanent resident, and this just in, the Visa Bulletin is now more up to date. It got moved up 7 months, so you have the chance to file your I-45 if you're currently in the USA. Your I-45 is what allows you to get your work permit and travel permit, okay? So if you only had an I-130 pending, that's not really going to help you start enjoying those little freedoms that we enjoy as immigrants here in the US, to work, travel, all that type of stuff. Okay, so now, Casey, make sure you do that. So let me see if you said you were in, I don't know if you're in the US, I know you've been waiting a year. So it will, hopefully something will shake pretty soon, okay? Casey, I hope you heard my answer, so give me a thumbs up if you did. I see one on Facebook, so I'm going to give that question some attention right now, because Facebook people don't be saying nothing. They just be staring at me. They don't ask any questions. Huh? But my TikTok peeps are always in here with a question. So let's see. Ellen, thank you very much for being here. You sent your application on May 13th. No receipt. Received. What should we do? Ooh, Ellen, that is scary. Someone earlier asked, they sent it June, which was later than you. It's been 6 weeks for them. For you, it's been by the 13th of this month, it will be 2 months. That is scary, but I've seen it take up to 3 months. You know, I don't know why it takes that long in some cases. There's just really no rhyme or reason for these things. Sometimes where you're located, if you use USPS, did you use USPS or FedEx? How did you file this case? Yes, I've waited 3 months. It was a valid case. So actually 3 valid cases. I filed them all at the same time and no receipt notice. And obviously, you know, the clients are going to call me, attorney, did you really file this case? Huh? And I'm like, I don't know what to say, because we know that we are out here helping our clients and doing what we can, but at a certain point, there's pushback. So we have to try to work with that timeline. But, you know, before we know it, we got our receipt notice and now everything is well and good. Had their work permits, everybody's happy, okay? It does take a while, but hopefully it won't take up to 3 months. After the 3-month mark, I'm not even sure if this scenario will be to file another one, because I don't know where it is. You don't have a case number. What are we gonna do, right? It's hard. So keep us updated. Follow me on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Yeah. Or subscribe on YouTube if you're on YouTube, so we can talk about it more as it goes on. Okay. Ahmed says, let me see, this was blocked for whatever reason. The judge did not consider your wife's condition. She has a medical condition. Were you trying to do a waiver of inadmissibility based on medical? Because there are other things, right? There are other hardships that the U.S. citizen will face, and I'm not sure if you let the judge know about the other ones. So it can't just be based on the medical condition alone. Okay. Chelsea, work permits will take anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. Hopefully not up to a year, but by that time you're already getting your green card anyway, so that should be fine. Yeah. Ellen says, I used USPS and it was delivered May 13th. You followed me on IG. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Ellen. I'll wait for the 3-month mark. Okay. Yeah, just keep an eye out. It's just a hard place to be, because there's no, let's call USCIS to find out, because they'll be like, okay, who are you? There's no case number. So it's a hard place to be. If they haven't cashed your check yet, did you send a check, money order? How did you send it? Because you can tell when they cash your check from your bank if it's there. All right. But thanks for participating in my live, Ellen. I missed you guys when I was out there in Europe. I did go live maybe once or twice, but it really just wasn't the same because time difference. I was just walking around like my steps. One of the days I had like 23,000 steps just walking around, just like so busy. But I'm glad to be back to give you all these updates and to share more content on my pages. So make sure you share with your friends. Invite your friends to watch us live. So Jeff says, how can your spouse bring you to the States? How long does it take? Jeff, you need to be following me on TikTok because I talk about that all the time. How to come into the U.S. if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. It's simply by showing evidence of your real relationship, right? Filing that petition and following the other steps like proving your income, proving that you are admissible, right? Admissibility, such a big word. I'm trying to find a different word for that. But admissibility is quite different from eligibility, right? Admissibility is when they say, okay, great, you can get the green card because you didn't commit any crimes. You are, you're good. But if you're inadmissible, meaning you committed some crimes and did something, and they're like, you shall not pass, okay? Do not enter. Basically what it is. Some people can enter, some people can't. Even if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you still can face, like Ahmed here says, he's married to a U.S. citizen, but is facing some type of inadmissibility. So they're like, yeah, we get it. And, we're not buying it. Okay? So follow me and give me a call so we can talk about how to waive any inadmissibilities that you have, any blocks, anything that will stop you from getting your green card, even though you qualify through your family, your parents, your child, your wife, your husband, okay? And we can help. And don't be like Ahmed only filing one hardship. You need to throw everything out there because you never know what the judge is going to say. All these things are discretionary, guys. Discretionary in the sense that the burden of proof is on us as immigrants to prove to the government, well, the immigrants and the immigrant spouse, right? The immigrant's family. If you really want your family here, the burden is on you to prove to the government that they should actually be here. So in doing that, you're providing all this evidence, throwing every single thing at them, all your everything. All right. But I hope this has helped you all today. I know there are so many questions I didn't really get to. That's just because I'm on my phone with TikTok and it's just all the way over there. So I'll try to maybe use my iPad next time so I can see them bigger and we can get through all questions, but feel free to give me a call. Somebody asked me earlier how to contact me. Let me pin my number in the comments so you can take a screenshot. This is from Josh. And Josh, you followed me. Thank you very much. Josh says, how do you contact me? I'm going to pin my number in the comments for you and you all can reach out to me. But if you already follow me on TikTok, you will see my number in the bio. If you're on Instagram, well, we're not on Instagram today, but if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can see it in the comment section, okay? So it's 919-925-2295, okay? Josh. Oh, that's so far. Josh, I hope that I hear from you. Hello. Pin. All right. Corey, I am now with child and they will want to know in the interview how the baby was conceived. Okay, let's see. Recently married my recently married my U.S. citizen wife. We're an LGBT couple who decided to have a baby. Okay. I'm now with child, and they want to know. Okay, I get it now. Will they want to know how the baby was conceived? Hell no, Corey. It's really none, yeah. It's not their business. You're an LGBT couple. There are ways that LGBT couples get pregnant and have babies, so they should go and ask the hospital or whoever. They can't use that against you or try to make it like it's out of place, because this is quite normal. What they're looking for is a real relationship, right? That you can prove, and then they can go with that. All right. Widow information, please. Widows. We really don't talk about that stuff a lot on immigration, and we really should, because it is a real thing. Life is unpredictable. People die. Okay. I've had someone he booked a consultation with me, and we were talking about starting a case, and he traveled abroad and just never came back. That was shocking. That was one of my first experiences. People have lost clients in the middle of the thing. So if you all know me very well, you know that I don't prioritize anything other than self-love and choosing yourself and living your best life, because green card is just one of those things. You shouldn't lose your life over it. Okay, which is why we do the self petitions, right? Leave that man or that woman, whoever is causing you to not be a full self, just please. Okay. So, but if you happen to be married to a U.S. citizen or permanent resident and they pass away and you don't have your green card yet, there is a process for widowers of U.S. citizens, permanent residents. This process will allow you to self petition. Okay, it's still a self petition where you prove that the marriage was real at first, but now your spouse died, and I need my green card. So reach out to me. I did send my number. I didn't pin it. Oh crap! Or I don't know what happened. But reach out to me. Let's talk more about it. I am in North Carolina, Pasolini. Thank you for joining. See one more question on Facebook. I'll get to that in a little bit. But I am in North Carolina, but I help clients all over the USA, because immigration is nationwide. It is federal, so I can help you. All right. I'm 20, about to be 21. This is from Up Markets in November. Can my dad still apply for me? Yes. Is your dad a U.S. citizen? Yes. Make sure you hurry up before you turn 21 so you can be in the child category versus the adult child of a U.S. citizen category. And I'm not sure if you're planning on getting married anytime soon. If you do, that will also change things for you. So keep that in mind. Okay. I have a few more minutes on the slide before I have to hop onto my next appointment, but I really want to talk to you all one-on-one. So please, before you go, take my number, take a screenshot, okay? My contact, Patricia, please help me write my contact in TikTok so maybe we can pin it there. For whatever reason, I haven't been able to pin the ones I typed. But anyways, if you want to reach out to me, if you're looking for a lawyer, you can check out my website, marriagegreencard.us. Okay, type it out. It's .us, not .com. Remember that. Marriagegreencard.us. You can get your free checklist on that website to help you get started with your green card. You can also find my link over there to just book a call with me. For those who like to call, my number is on the screen, is in the comments, and it's pinned on here. Well, not yet, but I'm going to do it. And you can call me and we can get you some help, okay? I have one question from Emery. Let me get to that first, and then we might end for today. It is not pinned because for whatever reason, TikTok is not letting it get pinned. Okay, I'm going to do it in a minute. Okay, Emery, 1 second. It's just so, okay. Comments. I'll do it in 1 minute. Emery says, it's been 12 months since I sent the I-485, I-765, and I haven't even received an EAD yet. I had my biometrics just 2 months later. What? 12 months you haven't received your EAD? That just hit me. 12 months is 1 year. You received your biometrics 2 months later. I also sent you I-130 18 months ago before I-45, nothing yet. From New York, is it normal? Emery, it's not normal. that's way too much. It does take about a year to a year and a half, like I always say, but you should have gotten your work permit at least, right? Because now what have you been doing for the past 18 months? That's 2 years practically, right? 919-925-2295. I have to find a better way to do this. I think I'm going to use the stickers next time. I just learned about these stickers on TikTok. And let's see, send. Okay. So now it's here. Let me try to pin it. Maybe I can't pin it when I comment. Okay, it's pinned. Yay. When I reply a comment. I don't know. But it's pinned. You can give me a call. Get one of my team members who can give you some answers. We do free inquiries. Okay, if you call, you get some answers over the phone. And if you're ready to talk to a lawyer, if you're ready to move forward with your case, ready to file, I'll be more than happy to hop in and get you started. Okay? Okay, my husband biometrics. Let's see this final questions as we wrap up here. Okay. Your husband's biometrics. This is the last question I see here on TikTok. My husband's biometrics were done 2022 December. His removed conditions it still has not. Okay, removal of conditions takes a while. All right. If you're applying to remove conditions, just remove your mind. Apply after 3 years of having your green card. If you're still married to your spouse, apply for citizenship. That's really the way to go. It's really on rare occasions you hear that 10-year green card coming out from that process, except it's a waiver, of course. You know, a removal conditions waiver, that's a whole different thing because now there's been abuse in the marriage. You don't even have to wait for 2 years for that one. And I've seen those ones get approved. If you're separated, you need to do a waiver. All right. So if you're separated, you need to do a waiver. I'm not sure about, if you're separated, he's back home, you're going back and forth. That's going to come up in the citizenship interview. So those of you who got your green card through marriage, just know that they're going to keep asking you about this marriage until you become a U.S. citizen. So if there's some issues there and you're not sure if you need a waiver, contact an attorney to make sure you're doing the right thing and not misrepresenting in any way, because that'll be a problem for you. Okay, you might have an interview together because you're married. Okay. Kwame. Okay, fine. Final question. Final, because I see more coming. But Kwame's question is relating to what I talked about earlier today, which is the new update for the Visa Bulletin. All right, we're in a new month. This is July. The new update is allowing spouses of permanent residents to file the adjustment of status, because in the past it was backlogged. The visa wasn't available. But now it's become available. You can at least file and have it in advance, right? It may not get approved right away, but you can file I-485, and guess what? You can file a work permit and travel permit with it. Okay, so at least you have that. So Kwame, reach out to me. We can help you. All right, thanks for the follow, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the likes and the shares. Really, really appreciate you all enjoying what I do because of you. And I hope that I see you in my next live on Thursday. It's going to be during lunchtime. So grab your lunch, get your phone. You know you're scrolling on your phone anyway. You know you're all on your phone 247. So grab your phone, your lunch. Let's get some answers. Let's get some tea. All right. All right. Tosin, you typed your answers, your questions 5 times, no answer. My bad. Please DM me and I'll answer you personally. Okay. Thank you again for staying till the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.